But China sells to Europe every day 1.3 billion euro, whereas European companies are shipping goods to China magnitude of 600 million euros. So China is twice as important impacted by the European markets than we are around. So I think that should be noted, because China needs European consumers as their own consumption takes a hit. And that's also where the attention span from the Chinese president comes in. Problem number one is Omicron, the lockdown of Shanghai, Jilin, Shenyang. Second, an increasing unemployment. I was coming out of a crackdown on the tech sector last year, but now also Omicron's impact on the service sector. So for him, Ukraine is very far away, and hence there will be impact. China needs Europe more than ever, and European companies are struggling here not only with Omicron, but of course also with the impact of the Ukrainian war, higher material prices, higher energy prices, transportation by rail from China to Europe is down. So we are trying to get the message across that actually Ukraine matters to China, and that they should stick to the sanctions against Russia in order not to provoke European sanctions against China.
Joerg, it's a really complex situation, isn't it? And rather than look at what's happening today in terms of EU-China relationships based on trade, let's look out 10, 15, 20 years from now, where by all predictions, the trajectory means that Europe will by far be very much the biggest trading partner. China will be Europe's biggest trading partner. So if you look at that developing relationship, are you surprised then that the diplomatic approach at this point in time isn't a little bit more conciliatory? It does seem as if Europe is following the US line on targeting China as a competitor rather than as a potential partner.
Well, the definition of competitor, partner and rival came out 3 years ago, so it was unrelated to the COVID crisis we are facing here as well as Ukraine. And it's clear, I mean, they have a communist system, we have a capitalist system, but they definitely resent the label of a rival. But fact is that increasingly, of course, the kind of language that comes out of Beijing puts China more in the box of being rival. 15 years from now, the Chinese economy will be much bigger. There will be more European investment here, of course. But again, keep in mind that they have twice as much exports to Europe. We matter twice as much to the Chinese exporters than Chinese importers matter to us. And of course, the kind of problems that we are facing as expats, stuck in Shanghai, for example, seeing all these massive hangars filled with 15,000 people, the fact that our families are worried about losing the children in case they're COVID positive, either parent or child, to be separated. We have 250 small kids in Shanghai, Chinese primarily, separate from their parents, 4 kids in a bed. I mean, these pictures actually make China less positive as a place to work. So we have an exodus of expats since about 2 years, and given these pictures and recent experience, I'm really worried about how many of us will still be in China in 15 years.